I think there's a really advantageous way to do it for Australia, particularly in that you can do what's called a skilled regional visa, where if you already recognize as a skilled worker, you can bring your family and you can go to a regional area in Australia. Not only does this make an easy option, it also allows you to go somewhere that in future, if the global political scene breaks down, you are more than likely going to miss the majority of it being regional. This is alongside, study visas and other working visas that existed in Australia, which paired with the generally good rights and access to healthcare in Australia, it makes it a good option.
Yeah, I absolutely think Australia is a good option, and I think many European countries as well can work out fine. So it depends on what you prefer and what you can get.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely. And you might think that with everything Australia has going on that we'd, listen is we have our own thing going on here. When Trump's not gonna fuck that up.
yeah, I haven't even talked about Australia, so I think you're probably safe, geopolitically safe at least.
And there's also like so much uninhabited land in Australia. If it comes down to it, you can just run inland, find somewhere inland to live, and one, you're so unlikely to be, bothered with, and two, you're in the middle of nowhere. It's gonna be hard to get to you in the first place.
Yeah, the thing, of course, is that there is always a risk, like the government turning against you. One advantage with Europe is that if your current country becomes like really bad, you can like go over the border and be safe. In Australia, kind of stuck in an island is a disadvantage, but you have like more geopolitical safety. And I also wouldn't worry too much about the Australian government going like faster than it doesn't seem likely anytime soon. We can build something so much better outside United States. There's so much more potential there right now. Like in Australia and Europe, there's so many European countries that haven't had this toxicity and like anti-trans crusade and insanity going on. So we can start build something better there, and we don't have to do the American way. We should do something different, I think.
Yeah, not to say Australia is perfect because I mean there is a culture of othering LGBT people that does exist, even though it's nothing like the US.
And the thing is, like, if it is just people being transphobic, if you pass, you will not have too much issues. Like, the issue is the government stuff, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've experienced that myself. If you pass, you become invisible, literally invisible. The only time that anyone does anything is to your benefit because you're a pretty girl and you just, you get a free pass.
Yeah, and I don't want to give up on what I created with Transmaxxing because of what happens in America. Like, sometimes we forget there is a whole world outside the US.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of what the world needs to learn in this with what's happening here is that the US isn't the whole world. They don't control the whole world, and they need to realize that too.